Now to the Republican candidate who had a big night last night, Marco Rubio joins us now from Manchester, New Hampshire. Already made your way to New Hampshire. Senator Rubio, thank you very much for joining us again this morning. We just showed a graphic a short time ago that showed that a big number of late undecided voters went your way. What do you think your message was that helped them make up their mind toward you?
Well, I think people realize on the Republican side that this country cannot afford to lose this election, and that I give the party the best chance not just to unify the conservative movement, but to grow it, to take our message to people that don't vote Republican now, grow our party, grow our movement, and defeat Hillary Clinton or Bernie Sanders. And so I feel that we felt that momentum in the last few days as our campaign continued to grow. We got more votes than Mitt Romney or Rick Santorum did when they won the caucuses just 4 years ago. So we feel great about what Iowa did. We thank them, but we're ready to go here in New Hampshire, and we're excited about the momentum we're carrying into this great state.
There were a record number of GOP caucus goers in Iowa, and many thought a large turnout would favor Donald Trump, but what do you think that says?
Well, look, there's a lot of interest in this election, more than ever, because Republicans and Americans understand that this election is the most important election in a generation. It's literally a referendum on our identity as a nation. We're either going to be greater than we've ever been, or we are going to become a great nation in decline. And I think you're seeing that interest expressed in the turnout you saw yesterday. And particularly in our campaign, just in the last 7 to 10 days, the surge of people, including those who weren't registered Republican, who rallied around our campaign, and that growth we had in a state where, you know, Ted Cruz, I congratulate him on his victory. I mean, this was the place his campaign was built in. And he put all that infrastructure in there and worked it really hard. He earned this victory. But we feel so good about the growth we've had and what that's going to translate to now in New Hampshire, and after that, South Carolina. And we're just incredibly grateful and excited about all this.
The road continues. It began there in Iowa. And when it comes to those who consider themselves very conservative, Ted Cruz overwhelmingly, I think it was 41%, let me get this right, 44% supported the voters last night. They said that he was very conservative. That was almost 3 times as much as you, with 15%. And you said in an interview, you talked about Ted Cruz, and you said the lie his whole campaign is built on is that he's the only conservative. It's absurd. That's what you said. You care to elaborate on that?
Sure. I mean, Ted's whole campaign is built on this notion that he's the only one that's a pure conservative and everyone else is a rhino or a sellout. It's just not accurate. His record is one of calculation. You see it on the issues, whether it's on immigration, where he favored legalizing people that were here illegally, and now he claims he never did. Whether it's on national defense, where he talks tough on ISIS, but Ted Cruz voted for a budget. The only budget Ted Cruz has ever voted for is a budget that brags about cutting defense spending. So it's just on issue after issue. You know, he criticizes New York values, but he's raised millions of dollars from New York City. So these are the sorts of things start learning about, and as they do, I think a lot of these numbers will begin to continue to change.
And a lot of people, Senator Rubio, are commenting about your speech last night, how strong it was, how optimistic it was, but also how reminiscent it was of what Barack Obama said in 2008 there in Iowa. In fact, his speechwriter tweeted to that effect. What were you trying to convey in that speech last night?
Well, I mean, we just began by reminding everybody that that wasn't supposed to happen last night. I mean, they told us at the beginning of this race that I shouldn't even run, that it wasn't my turn, I needed to wait in line, that there were other people that had been around longer that we needed to wait in line behind. And I think what you saw last night in the results, not just with us, but with Donald and, of course, with Ted, is the Republican Party is being very clear, the grassroots, this is no time for waiting. This is not a time for patience. This is a time for urgency. And so that's how I began last night. I was grateful to the people of Iowa, but I want people to be realistic about our challenges, but optimistic about our future. If we do what needs to be done, the greatest days in American history are within our reach. If we do not, then we're going to have to explain to our children why they did not inherit the great country that was left for us.
Senator Marco Rubio, again, congratulations last night. We'll see you there in New Hampshire. Thank you for joining us, Senator.
Thanks, Robin.
All right.
Thank you.